San Francisco. This is the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Sr. Hope all of you are having a fantastic day. Preseason football about to get underway from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara as we can finally talk some Niners game action. And that's really the point of today's show, what to watch out for in the 49ers preseason opener against the Green Bay Packers. Kyle Shanahan talking this week about whether or not these starters are going to play. I imagine that players like Trent Williams, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel not going to partake in this game against Green Bay. And the same can be said for the Green Bay Packers. Do not expect Aaron Rodgers to play either. But Shanahan's plan, he expects Trey Lance and some of these starters to play a lot, or at least a little, in the first preseason game against Green Bay, and then again in the third preseason game against the Houston Texans, a game against the Minnesota Vikings as part of their joint practice week sandwiched in between as part of this Niners preseason schedule. So it all goes down on Friday night. Of course, we'll be doing a watch party right here on the 49ers Report. That's why you subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you can join us. It's going to be a party all throughout Friday, taking your super chats, live play-by-play. If you tuned into our watch parties last year, they were absolutely epic. Game gets underway 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be going live about 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes before the game action gets started. And because San Francisco owns Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, and San Francisco has had Green Bay's number for quite a while, get into the comment section right now and join the movement. Type FGB right now down below. Obviously, the biggest storyline going into this preseason opener, it all revolves around Trey Lance, and all eyes will be on him to see how much he plays, how will he play, and he's going to be relieved to finally not face the 49ers defense, which in training camp has had his number on some days, and then Trey Lance has been able to burn this defense as well. But the rigors of going up against this Niners defense every single day in practice is no doubt going to make Trey Lance a better player because iron sharpens iron. But for him to get a different look is beneficial for him. It's beneficial for this coaching staff to get a proper evaluation on Lance. And I just want to see how he performs knowing that he is the starting quarterback of this football team and doesn't have to worry about backing up Jimmy Garoppolo or practicing and competing against Garoppolo. It is your team, Trey, and now it's time for you to prove and show others why the Niners moved up to number 3 in the 2021 NFL Draft to select you. I do have a prediction for Lance's performance. I expect the Niners to go to that ground game a couple of times early, and maybe Lance gets a couple of series. As they get that ground game established, I expect Kyle Shanahan to call a shot play downfield. And I'm thinking that Lance on a play-action boot, after the Niners get that ground game humming, for Lance to take a shot downfield, I hope he completes it because it'll be Team Liddy from Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. What to watch for number 2. How is the offensive line going to perform? Going into this year, we talked about it all offseason. The Niners' offensive line was the biggest question mark among all position groups on this roster, and they've struggled in camp up to this point. Now, they are going up against one of the deepest, most talented, most elite defensive lines in the NFL, and the iron sharpens iron thing, hopefully it helps out and benefits this Niners offensive line. But there are questions all across the board because of the lack of experience in the trenches here up front. Aaron Banks, he played one game last year. Jake Brendel has never been a consistent starting center, nor has Daniel Brunskill. It's a big reason why he's been struggling to snap the football because last year he played right guard. Spencer Burford has been wowing this coaching staff, but he's also a rookie and doesn't know what it's like to be in the heat of NFL game action. And Mike McGlinchey is coming off that torn quad from a year ago. And then the backups, Colton McKivitz, Jason Poe, Daniel Brunskill, Sutherland, Jalen Moore. There are a lot of question marks along this offensive line, and the main priority for San Francisco this year, keep Trey Lance on his feet, keep him healthy, keep that confidence up. Now, what are you most excited about against the Green Bay Packers? I want to hear from you in the comment section right now because there's a lot to look forward to in anticipation for Friday night's game. Let me know right now in the comment section. Next up, big question I have, what is the running back rotation going to be? Niners have multiple options in the backfield, from some veterans like Jeff Wilson and JaMycal Hasty to some young players and some rookies in this backfield as well. So I'm curious to see what the running back rotation is going to be. Is Elijah Mitchell even going to play? Right now, on the Niners' first Depth chart, he is RB1. Surprisingly, Jeff Wilson is RB2. I think that's because of the experience, and he might be the best pass-catching back on this roster. Producer Coop likes that because he went to UNT, North Texas, shout out, just like Jeff Wilson did. And then outside of those top two, it's Trey Sermon, Ty Davis-Price, JaMychal Hasty, and Jordan Mason rounding out this running back depth chart. And I expect a lot of these guys to play, and I want to see who gets in first and how that running back rotation certainly works out, because San Francisco and Kyle Shanahan, the bread and butter for this offense, of course, running the football. Now, we do have deals all the time right here on the 49ers Report. How about this one right here? Season coming up right around the corner. Get swagged up and get geared up with this awesome deal thanks to today's presenting sponsor, Fanatics. This t-shirt combo, meaning you get both of them, was $50. It's now on sale prior to the season for just $30. Really good material, and you get to rock some Niners colors, red and gold till we're dead and cold. Chatsports.com/combo49. I'm putting that link in the comment section and the description of this video so that you can look fresh for the Niners 2022 season. Now we pivot to Javon Kinlaw on the defensive side of the ball. Big year for him going into year 3. Former first-round pick who up to this point has been a bust. He's barely played in his rookie and sophomore campaigns. He's looked strong in camp. He's looked really good. He's dominated Aaron Banks on a couple of occasions. And the big question for Javon Kinlaw is not the ability. Can he stay consistently on the field? And can he stay healthy? And can that dominance, or at least the physical dominance, translate? If you look at Javon Kinlaw, among all players along the defensive line outside of Nick Bosa, you're like, yo, how is this guy not wreaking havoc? Snap in and snap out. Big reason for that, hasn't been able to stay on the football field. I hope Javon Kinlaw can stay healthy because he can certainly be a disruptor along this 49ers defensive line. I'm also excited to see these rookies on Friday night. The rookies should get extended game action in this preseason opener. From Spencer Burford to Drake Jackson, who's on the second team edge as a defensive lineman. I want to see what Samuel Womack is going to be able to do. But let's focus in on some of these rookies in particular. For Drake Jackson on that depth chart, he is on the second string as the edge rusher, and he started camp on the third string. So now he's elevated already. He's certainly shown some moments of living up to those expectations of being the Niners' first pick this year in the second round of the draft. And as far as Samuel Womack goes, right now it's Darqueze Dennard as the starting nickel on this team, a guy who was once a highly touted player, got off to a rocky start for his NFL career. He credited San Francisco last year with bringing back his love for football, and right now he has the inside track at that starting slot corner role. But Samuel Womack is certainly gaining some traction. And at Toledo, he was masterful at breaking up passes. And that's what he's been doing so far in camp. Backup nickel corner. I expect him to fulfill that role on Friday, but also play a little bit on the outside as well. Now, we're talking about this Niners preseason opener against Green Bay. How about the regular season opener against the Chicago Bears? It's going to be here before we know it on September 11th, and we want to do a competition in anticipation for that game. How about Rumble followers? Chicago Bears now 804. 49ers Report closing in on 500. Subscribe, follow us today on Rumble. Let's overtake Chicago Bears now on the football field at Soldier in the Windy City, also with Rumble followers. Rumble.com/49ers TV. When you plug in that link, just hit that green follow button, same color as that graphic below me. Also, true sign of depth is something else to keep an eye out for and an eye peeled for against the Packers. We'll get to see truly how deep this 49ers defensive line is. And Jordan Love, I think, is going to get extended playing time for the Packers because I don't expect Aaron Rodgers to play. And this Niners defensive line, we continue to say it, they're deep, they're talented, they can rotate guys, both from edge to defensive tackle and vice versa. I love the versatility for Chris Kosarek's unit, but we're going to see just how deep this Niners defensive line is. In the fourth quarter, if they're continuing to generate a pass rush, that's a great sign. And I do expect once it comes to roster cutdown day, when the Niners have to trim that roster to 53 players on August 30th, some good defensive linemen could be let go because they're going to have to make some tough decisions because they have so many quality defensive linemen on this team. Danny Gray, Are you excited for the rookie third-round pick? I am, out of SMU. A little bit inconsistent so far in training camp. Has certainly had some big moments. He's had some down moments. But can he capitalize against some backups? He should be able to. He's going to be facing guys on the outside or in the slot who are not going to make the 53-man roster for Green Bay. He should be able to cover them up. He should be able to pick up big chunks of yardage and show why the Niners believed in him to take him in the third round of the NFL draft. Great yards after the catch ability. Has to be more consistent with catching the football. Drops have been a little bit of an issue. I also want to see how he fares against press coverage, because that's also been an area in which he's kind of struggled in so far in camp. And then lastly, special teams improvement with the Niners coverage units as well as their kick and punt return units. In both areas last year, one of the worst overall special teams units in the National Football League. And preseason football is telling for how special teams units can perform. New special teams coordinator in Santa Clara this year. It's Brian Schneider. And word is he's had this special teams unit buttoned up. Is that going to translate to the game field? It can cost you games. It can win you games. A big area in which the Niners have to get better this upcoming season. So that's what I'm looking out for against the Packers. Friday night preseason opener. Who you got? SF for San Francisco, GB for the Green Bay Packers. Can the Niners beat the Packers yet again? I think so. Let me know. Get those predictions in right now.